Welcome to this video on fungi. So let's get started. As you guys know, the stuff you use to make bread is of fungi origin, isn't it? Such as the use of yeast. Now yeast is single cellular, it's a single cell structure. Unicellular if you wish, yeah? And in terms of the structure, it has the classic mitochondria. It has the nucleus. It has these dots, which are the site of protein synthesis, otherwise known as the ribosomes, cytoplasm, cell membrane. But the thing I want you to call your attention to is the cell wall. Now, the cell wall of fungal cell organisms contain chitin. And you guys need to know this word, chitin, especially with the exam question that follows this slide. Now, how's this different to a plant cell, I may ask? Well, the plant cell contains cellulose, whereas in fungal organisms, the cell wall contains chitin. So, yeah. So, you guys need to know that yeast is an example of a single-celled fungal organism, whereas on this hand, on the left-hand side here, you guys need to know that there's multicellular examples too. And the key word and key sort of species name is mucor. So remember that, mucor, and you've got yeast here. Now this is a bit different because the bodies of multicellular fungal organisms are organised in these sort of thread-like structures. So let's say over here, this thread-like structure. Any ideas what the thread-like structure makes up? Like, what is that termed as? What's the word for it? I'll give you a clue. My clue is this punctuation here. And this punctuation is called a hyphen. And the name of the thread-like filaments are called Hyphae. Now, many Hyphae, so let's say collectively here, make up a mycelium. So the mycelium is many Hyphae filaments, or a collective body of Hyphae. And as you can see with these hyphaes, there's a lot of dots. Any ideas what the dots might represent? Key organelle contains DNA, genetic information. Chromosomes, exactly, nuclei. So there's a lot of nuclei that make up the hyphae. So once again, hyphae is singular, filaments, and then collectively you've got the mycelium. Cool. Another thing you need to know about fungi is that fungi store glycogen. So that's their form of carbohydrate. Just like us animals, humans, we convert our glucose into glycogen in our muscle fibers for later use, or for like endurance events, marathon running, the lot. So that's the thing you need to know, that the fungi stores glycogen. And another key idea is that, you see, fungal organisms may need to absorb and feed decaying material. And they do this by using a special type of agent. Any ideas what it might be? Something that something that we use as well to break down food, break down large nutrients into much smaller soluble nutrients. Any ideas? Rhymes with end times, send rhymes. Exactly. Enzymes. So fungi have this concept called saprotrophic nutrition. So I want you to write this word down actually. Saprotrophic nutrition. Essentially, they use enzymes to digest decaying material so that the fungal organisms can take in. But we can't say the word take in. What's another word for take in? Just like our small intestine does, it exactly absorbs. So we can absorb nutrients, and in the case of the fungal organism, absorb nutrients for their own use. So remember the keyword saprotrophic nutrition. sapro referring to rotten, and trophic referring to like nourishment, feeding. But remember, they use enzymes, and the ones I've underlined are basically mark scheme words. So best you draw this whole slide really. In the YouTube post section, I will upload these slides. Yeah, so you guys can keep them for note use. Okay, so once again, you've got mucor, you've got yeast, you've got chitin. Key ideas: glycogen's a big one, and then saprotrophic nutrition. Another thing to mention is, these fungal organisms, they don't photosynthesize. Any ideas why? Well, what do they not have? Well, they do not have a chloroplast structure to absorb the light and so on and so forth. Okay, here's an exam question coming up. Basically, fill in the blank, and you have less than 3 minutes to answer this. And please, could you guys use the YouTube comment sections to upload your answers, and we'll go through the answers in 5, 4. So this is where you pause essentially. 3, 2, 1. Okay, brilliant. So fungi are organisms that do not carry out what key process? Light, camera, action. Yep, photosynthesis. Their bodies are usually made up of which consists of a thread-like structure. Well, thread-like structures called hyphae, and collectively they make up the mycelium. Like this video if you got the first 3 right. These structures often contain many nuclei, as evidenced by the dots. Some fungi are something yeast, such as yeast, sorry. Yes, they're single-celled. Or single cells, yeah. These cells of fungi have walls made up of, so it's not cellulose because that's in plants. Exactly, chitin. Well done. Fungi feed by something secretion of enzymes onto food material and then something organic products. Now I should have pinpointed actually in the previous slide, they're extracellular. Any ideas what extracellular means? Well, extracellular means it's outside the cell onto the food material, and then they absorb. Okay, what was this term called? What was this mode of nutrition called? Well, it's called saprotrophic nutrition. Fungi may store carbohydrates as, any ideas? Excellent, glycogen. Examples of fungi include mucor. Well, this was the one that I was talking about, the hyphal structure, multicellular, of course. And then finally, we got yeast to make some bread. Okay, guys, all the best in your revision, end of unit tests, cycle tests, a lot. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.